From our studio in our office at the corner of 8th and Walton in Bentonville, Arkansas, welcome to Saturday Morning Meeting. Brought to you in part by Dun & Bradstreet Credibility Corps, the leading provider of credit and credibility solutions for businesses. Saturday Morning Meeting covers Walmart, Sam's Club, and the consumer product companies that are represented on the racks and shelves throughout the country and around the world. Our focus is on the insights, trends, and best practices to help you as a supplier grow your business with the world's largest retailer. I'm Andy Schuch, and thank you for joining us. Today we'll meet Jeff Amerine of the University of Arkansas as he begins his series on helping suppliers called Swimming in a Sea of Data. Now later, we'll talk with Rick Dinsmore of Nick Pak on the innovative relaunch of an iconic product. But first, the headlines. Ad Age reports that SavingsStar, an online grocery promotions company, has added Walmart, Target, and several other major retailers to its program. In the past, SavingsStar offered special promotions to consumers by tracking purchases through loyalty card programs. In the case of retailers such as Walmart, which doesn't offer a loyalty card, shoppers can use smartphones to scan their receipts to qualify for rewards. Now, some analysts are skeptical of this program, as consumers have historically been resistant to scanning receipts. J.P. Morgan Bank recently hosted a meeting between Walmart CEO Doug McMillon and several top financial analysts. Reporters at the Street say McMillon gave the impression that he plans to step away from his predecessor's emphasis on grocery sales and will instead focus on e-commerce and mobile sales, improve merchandising, and Walmart's smaller footprint stores. Now, while Walmart continues to reign over Kantar's list of top U.S. retailers, it does have some new company at the top. Business Times reports that Amazon has cracked the top 10 for the first time and now ranks as number 9 with $44 billion in sales. Walmart has a new director of global seafood. Beth Grant, formerly of U.S. Foods, has joined Walmart to oversee its seafood sourcing operations. Undercurrent News reports that Grant has a long history in both groceries and seafood purchasing. Her departure from U.S. Foods follows that of another of its seafood executives, Jeff Franzblau, who served as U.S. Foods Director of Seafood Category Management. Walmart is eyeing several small towns in East Texas as possible locations for Walmart Express stores, according to NewsJournal.com. Walmart's interest is generating mixed reactions from among local residents and officials. It will come as no surprise to you that while some folks are enthusiastic about new Walmart stores in the area, others are concerned that Walmart may hurt local businesses. Suppliers who are concerned about the cost of sustainability might be worrying for no reason. Recently, a corporate responsibility survey conducted by Nielsen showed that 55% of consumers worldwide are willing to pay more for environmentally responsible products. Mashable reports that the largest percentage of respondents willing to pay higher prices were in the Asia-Pacific region, while Europeans were the least willing to pay a sustainability premium. 42% of respondents in North America indicated a willingness to pay more for sustainable goods, an increase of 7% from 2011. Over the next few years, macro influences will significantly impact CPG suppliers and, in turn, lower and middle-income households. This week, Jeff Amerine, Director of University of Arkansas Technology Ventures, helps us understand how accuracy in data analysis and decision-making becomes more crucial than ever. In the first part of his series, Swimming in a Sea of Data. And with me today is Jeff Amerine in the University of Arkansas. Welcome, Jeff. Swimming in a Sea of Data. Now, I think I already understand where this new feature is going to be taking us, but fill us in. Where are we going to be going with this?
Yeah, great. I mean, Andy is so pleased to be here. This is a really important topic for retailers and for consumer packaged goods companies. We're creating more and more data at an exponential pace. And how to make sense of it, how to make good decisions from it, what's really important, how to separate signal from noise. That's where the game on competitive advantage will be won or lost. So we think it's really important to talk about these sorts of issues in more detail.
So you're going to be kind of helping us journey through this with suppliers, kind of from a supplier's point of view, from a university point of view. What exactly are you going to be doing there?
Exactly. So part of it is both strategic, it's tactical, it's techniques, it's tools. The whole idea is to get thought leaders in that can talk in detail about what are they looking at, why it matters, how it drives their business. We'll do that with academics from sort of theoretical and academic standpoint, from an industry leadership standpoint, and from platform providers. the whole idea of how to really come up with useful information that will drive decisions, that will drive competitive advantage. That's what we're trying to get at.
Okay. And how is the University of Arkansas, how are they connected to suppliers and retailers?
Sure. So the University of Arkansas, the Walton College of Business and College of Engineering both have programs that are focused on helping suppliers understand what data is important, what decisions to make. We've got the Center for Retailing Excellence run by Claudia Mobley.
Yeah.
It's a very diverse group of suppliers.
We have a golf tournament this week. Yeah, exactly. we help with sponsoring scholarships for students.
Yeah.
And trying to do that. It's a great program.
It's that whole idea of getting that conversation going between the decision makers and between those that have techniques and tools that will help aid better decision making based on data.
Now in that, you're involving, Walmart's involved in that? And then you've got some suppliers involved in that as well. Obviously, like a J.B. Hunt, once you get into transportation, different things like that, all kind of working with University of Arkansas. Are there any other retailers outside of Walmart that are involved in it, or is Walmart kind of the big one?
Well, Walmart's the big one. Obviously, it's kind of it's sort of open to large and small retailers. There's suppliers of every description. We have also the Supply Chain Research Center that focuses on the transportation and logistics piece of it. Within the College of Engineering, we've got a group that focuses on optimizing warehouse and all those sorts of things as well, called the CELDI group. So there's a whole variety of different programs and centers that are there to aid that sort of boundary between academia and between industry.
Let's come back to swimming with the sea of data. So why is that important to suppliers?
I think the big thing there is you've got both sort of macro strategic issues that we're looking at in terms of the Mideast oil crisis, for example. How's that going to impact their input cost on their products? How's that going to impact consumers in terms of whether or not they're going to be able to buy gas to get to the store to make a purchase? So it affects both supply and demand. Understanding how those macro issues impact things is going to be really important. Another good example is coal generation capacity based on EPA requirements coming offline in large measure by 2016. What's that going to mean in terms of manufacturing costs? How do you plan for that?
Well, and I'm assuming that those costs are going to rise, right?
Absolutely.
And consumers are going to be feeling the brunt of that?
You would think so. So you think it's going to be a hidden tax, and there's a lot of discussion now about what does that really mean in terms of it being kind of a regressive tax. If utilities are going up, if gasoline prices are going up, what's that going to do to the demand? Well, lower income, middle income people, that means they're likely going to be buying less. They're going to get back to the bare necessities.
Right. Well, and that's right at the heart of where Walmart's at too.
Exactly.
I mean, because that's that middle income, that lower income, they're the ones that when these types of things happen, they seem to get squeezed the most, don't they?
Sure. It's absolutely true. And the other kinds of things you look at from a macro sense is, what did that 2.9% decrease in GDP mean in the first quarter? Was it really just bad weather? Or is it indication of larger issues? Those are the sorts of macro issues. Some might call them black swan issues, external things that you need to take into consideration in the strategy of what you're going to do. What's really important?
Are you going to take the macro then, the big part of it, and then kind of define it down and help us understand exactly what?
Exactly. We're going to look at the strategic issues that everybody ought to know and how those strategic issues all can fit together. And from the context of what does that mean in terms of supply and cost inputs, and what does that mean on the demand side from the consumer? And then the tactics. Okay, so we understand the macro issues. What are the tactics that we can use to make sure that we're measuring the right things and that we're making the right decisions?
Give me an example of a tactic. What would that be?
So a good tactic would be, if you know that you're facing some macro pressure on demand, what does that mean in terms of pricing? Are you going to change pricing? Are you going to offer more promotions? What does that mean in terms of product mix? Are you going to offer a lower end mix? Are you going to cut the stuff at higher end where you expect that that will sit on the shelf longer? Those are the sorts of things where these macro issues are going to influence demand. And you really want to have some indicator in advance of those events really hitting so that you have your inventory matching the demand that you're actually going to face.
Okay, great. So what's ahead for suppliers as far as big influences go?
I think what we're going to want to do in the program is make sure that we have this very diverse group of people that can help guide their thinking. Give them some additional ideas on what to do with the techniques, on what to do with platforms, on what decision points they're maybe not considering that they should. That's one thing we're going to try to cover each week.
So you're going to be bringing in some guests as well?
Absolutely. Every week we'll have a thought leader that represents either a decision maker from consumer packaged goods side or retail, or a platform provider or some other innovative solution that might be, in the early stage of incubation at the university.
Well, and you have, Northwest Arkansas is just filled with some incredible professionals that are already working in these areas, right?
Yeah, none better, none better. This is the hotbed for the thought leadership in general in retail and consumer packaged goods, and for all things associated with tech. And I guarantee you that all of these people are waking up in the morning thinking, what are the key metrics? What are the key performance indicators? What's the return on investment? And how to make sense of it, because we're inundated with more and more sources of data every day. And we're going to try to help people swim and not drown.
So next week, where are you going to be taking us?
Well, next week we'll have some thought leader in, probably from the academic side, to talk about some of the emerging technologies or techniques that would be helpful to consumer packaged goods and retail decision makers.
Awesome. Well, Jeff, thank you so much for coming in today. We will see you next week. All right, stay tuned. Saturday morning meeting will continue shortly.
Hi, I'm Missy and I love ribs. Here's how I eat them. First, you make sure the ribs are covered in barbecue sauce because that's the best part. No. Whoa, let's dig in. Good, they're really good. My hands are sticky.
Wet-Nap Hands, Face, and Body Cleansing Wipes are gentle enough for faces and leave skin feeling fresh and soft.
All done.
The original Wet-Nap. Live life, have fun, get messy.
Only at Walmart.
Every day, shoppers are bombarded with traditional brand messages outside the store in hopes that these marketing dollars will drive in-store sales. Closure Media drives retail sales by connecting brands with 95 million Walmart shoppers per year while they are in the store. Through innovative programs at Walmart's photo and money centers, Closure Media converts Walmart shoppers to purchasers of your brand. With reported redemption rates up to 7 times the national FSI average, Closure Media drives sales. For more info, visit us at closuremedia.com.
I would recommend 8th and Walton to other suppliers because from my experience talking to other suppliers, they were even learning new ideas or just new and better business practices.
Most people have little time for training, and so 8th and Walton is a perfect opportunity to send your new employees to understand the retailing system. And again, because trainers were suppliers, they know the how and the why, so they become very valuable very quickly.
Bentonville Plaza, across the street from the Walmart home office. The best office location offers proximity and services like no other business complex in the area. Call 479-200-1112 today.
GigWalk is an on-demand mobile workforce that can collect data and do work at retail. Businesses use GigWalk for retail audits, merchandising, and much more. With 350,000 smartphone-enabled workers available on demand, you get unprecedented speed and coverage across the U.S., Canada, and the UK. And all work is reviewed for quality and accuracy. Visit gigwalk.com to learn more.
K-Stack, the leader in collaborative retail consolidation programs. We offer the supply chain expertise needed to navigate the challenges of selling products with the world's largest retailers. And we provide customers with a customizable, scalable, environmentally sustainable supply chain with the same advanced technology typically used by larger rivals. By leveling the playing field, K-Stack lowers distribution costs and increases overall margins. K-Stack, retail logistics is what we do.
Today we're here with Rick Dinsmore, Vice President of Sales for Walmart Sam's division at Nice Pak. You're probably familiar with one of Nice Pak's most popular products, the Wet Nap. All right, well, welcome, Rick.
Thank you.
Wet Nap has been around for years and years. Now, I remember as a kid going to KFC and getting packages of Wet Naps with my meal, and then I'd use mine, and then I'd use my mom's, and then I'd use my dad's. So tell us a little bit about Wet Naps and how they started.
Sure. Well, that's funny you mentioned that because that's actually how Wet Nap started. As a company, our owner developed this wet wipe back in 1962, and he knew it had...
And that was in the days when a hamburger was what, like 15 cents?
About 15 cents.
15 cents, okay.
Exactly.
And you got the little Wet Nap along with hamburgers and chicken and...
Absolutely. So our owner actually knew that there was going to be applications to the food service industry, but he also thought there'd be applications elsewhere. So he took the product to a trade show that had food service industry people at it. And he actually met with the people from Kentucky Fried Chicken, as it was called back then.
Okay.
They loved the product so much, they actually brought the original Colonel Sanders in to meet with our owner. And Colonel Sanders said this is the perfect solution to just a regular paper napkin to cleaning up after having his chicken.
Yeah, because chicken, I mean, you're obviously, you got grease all over your hands and everything else, and the wet nap would just, I mean, it just took care of it.
It removed it right away. Yeah. And it left consumers feeling that after they had had a delicious meal, they went home and they were clean hands.
Well, I think first they had to lick their fingers, right? It was finger licking good, right? So they lick the fingers first and then use a wet nap. Is that how it
Absolutely.
So it's wet nap, and prior to Walmart, where were you guys at?
So prior to Walmart, it was really in the food service industry only. When we launched with Kentucky Fried Chicken, it launched under the Wet Nap brand, and eventually Colonel Sanders wanted just the Kentucky Fried Chicken brand on the packette, so it went into that. Okay. And then it became popular. Other food service industries and restaurants asked us for the product too, and we really went national launch in the food service industry. So it's really not been in the retail market. It's only been in the food service industry now for about 50 plus years.
But yet the handy wipes and wipes have been out there in the marketplace. But the actual brand, Wet Nap, this is new.
That's correct. That's correct.
Okay, so the innovation, prior to Walmart, you guys were selling it in the food service area.
Yes.
Take us behind the scenes, kind of how this happened with Walmart. How did this innovation start?
So we were in senior level meetings with Walmart, and because we make wet wipes.
Senior level meetings. I think every supplier loves that, don't they?
Yeah, right.
They ever get to that point where they can have that senior level meeting with Walmart?
So we're in the meetings with Walmart, and we're discussing wet wipes in various categories, whether it be in baby wipes in the baby category, facial wipes in the facial category. We're having numerous conversations with them. And the conversation came up about the hand wipe category, that it was stale, it was stagnant, there'd really been no new innovation in the hand wipe category. And they wondered, what is it that we could maybe do together to breathe new life into that category where it desperately needed it? So we started that conversation, and then the brand Wet Nap came up because Walmart had heard of it too, being in the food service industry, and they wanted to know, what could we do with that and bring it to retail?
Now, did you guys own that brand?
Yes, we did. We owned the brand and developed the brand.
And you'd never really brought it to retail before?
No, exactly.
So what's so innovative about Wet Nap? What's different about it, or what made it kind of stand out other than the brand name? And it's kind of an iconic brand, but I mean, what kind of made it, hey, this is innovation and this is why the consumers need it?
Yeah, so when we started down that path with Walmart, we knew we had to do a lot of market research to find out what is it the consumer wanted, though. So we actually started very early in the process to say, what are the things that the consumer liked about the original Wet Nap, and what is it that we needed to change about it? So your question is actually very interesting, and I brought a couple of samples right here to show you just in particular the applicator, the actual towelette itself.
Okay.
So this is very similar to the product we originally had and that was in the market by some of the other brands out there today.
Okay.
And this is what we call a paper crepe applicator. And this is the Wet Nap product that we've just launched with Walmart. And what you can tell is a couple of different things. First off, this is, as I said, a paper crepe, which is primarily made out of wood pulp. And this is a spun
It's a
lace.
lot softer. It's got a lot different feel to it.
Yes. And you can also just tell from the, if you try to tear them, there's a big difference in the strength of the product. This is the current product that was out there. And again, this is our new Wet Nap product. Much, much stronger and softer also.
This would be great. I've got a granddaughter, Harper. She's about a year in, maybe a few months old. But this is nice and soft. She would love this. Right. Of course, I don't really get to use it that often because I don't change the diapers. But, you know, that's a whole nother story.
But cleaning hands is okay.
It is, yeah. No, it feels great.
Yeah, so that was one of the things that we knew we had to change. But one of the things we wanted to keep similar was there was an experience that consumers felt from using the Wet Nap in their early days about the fragrance of the product. And if you smell the fragrance of the product, it's very distinctive. And it actually brought back memories from the consumer of times they spent with their family at maybe meal occasions. And so it brought back and evoked some of those memories, and the consumers really resonated to that.
So the consumer research that you did, you went out and you did some focus study groups?
Yes.
And how did all of that data, everything that you kind of put together, right? It was the focus study groups, and then what people's reaction to the brand was, to the smell. How did that help you in selling it into Walmart, or for everyone feeling comfortable with bringing out a whole new iconic brand like this?
So over the course of about 8 months, our director of marketing, Lindsay Drain, conducted these research and met with these focus groups to understand what is it that we needed to do. Then we would go back into Walmart and share the results that we were learning. Walmart had some discussions with us, and we'd go back out and find some more information. So over the course of about 8 or 9 months, we compiled that and really distilled it down to exactly what did this brand need to do to breathe that new life and relaunch as a retail brand.
Wow. Hey, I know there's a lot more to your story, Rick, but let's take a quick break.
You know, the biggest challenge of working with Walmart is they really expect everyone on the team to know their language, know their terminology, and know exactly how they do business. So that's where Ethan Walton really comes into play. You know, it's the fastest way to get my team members up to speed.
Their business model is suppliers teaching suppliers. So when you come to Ethan Walton, you can count on having very experienced trainers who understand how suppliers work within Walmart, and they take advantage of that and incorporate that into their curriculum.
Bentonville Commerce, less than 1 mile from the Walmart home office. You'll love the convenience, amenities, and customized options Bentonville Commerce offers. For more information or a tour, call 479-200-1112 today.
Are you a single parent struggling to meet your family's needs? Single Parent Scholarship Fund is here to help. Single Parent Scholarship Fund of Northwest Arkansas helps hundreds of single parents get an education. By providing scholarships and support, a brighter future is right around the corner for you and your family.
We should know, in 2007, I graduated with my bachelor's degree in organizational management. Single Parent Scholarship Fund helped make my dream a reality. My kids are so proud of me, and now they declare themselves as college-bound.
Hi, I'm Missy and I love ribs. Here's how I eat them. First, you make sure the ribs are covered in barbecue sauce because that's the best part. No. Whoa, let's dig in. Good, they're really good. My hands are sticky.
Wet-Nap hands, face, and body cleansing wipes are gentle enough for faces and leave skin feeling fresh and soft.
All done.
The original Wet-Nap. Live life, have fun, get messy.
Only at Walmart.
And we're back with Rick Dinsmore from Nick Pak. Rick, how do you breathe new life into a brand? How do you do that?
Yeah, you know, that's interesting, Andy, because through the research, there's a lot of things that came out about the product that consumers wanted to be different, but there's a lot of things they wanted the same. Again, they liked the fragrance of the product, but they needed something different from a packaging approach. We did have paquettes that we had originally had, and we wanted to relaunch those.
And that's what people are most familiar with?
That's
the experiences that they had? Okay.
Exactly. But we know that they also wanted a canister, and those are a 40-count wipe inside a canister. And what's important about this is we developed the canisters so it actually fit in a cup holder in a car.
Right, because the other ones don't. They're too big.
They're too big.
Yeah.
But you know, the convenience from mom on the go and to be able to have that in the cup holder was a big deal.
Exactly. And my granddaughter Harper, she's got like her own little cup holders now, so you could actually put one of these right in. Yeah, this is great. Perfect.
Yeah, and this was an antibacterial product, by the way, which our original was not an antibacterial, killing 99.9% of germs. So we know that that was important with the consumer.
So it had just like alcohol in it, and or just something to just kind of take away the juice and
it would just,
oils?
Yeah,
and that
it was not
kind of
alcohol-based, but it would just get rid of the greasiness from your hands. So we knew that that was going to be important to the consumers. But we also knew we needed to have something fun about the product in terms of the logo. So we changed the logo dramatically because consumers, they recognized it was fun.
Did they really know what the Wet-Nap logo looked like, though? Did consumers recognize it?
When we showed it to them, they did.
Okay.
But what they said to us, it was a little stale in that look too.
Okay.
So we created this new logo that you see that was more bright, it was more cheery, and it went along the lines of our tagline, which is live life, have fun, and get messy. It's okay to get messy because we're going to have you cleaned up.
That sounds great. So marketing plan that went along with this?
Yeah. So we developed a 360 marketing plan on this.
What does that mean? What's 360?
Well, it touched along a lot of areas. It was from FSIs to generate awareness to things from a very heavy social media. And what we did with the social media, because of this brand, was again about living life and having fun, and it dealt with your times with your food, is consumers really liked that and it resonated. They would actually send us pictures of their family having fun, whether it's eating barbecue ribs and then cleaning up with wet nap. So there was a tremendous social media response that came in with that, and then we went with that to educate consumers about the product.
So you put together the marketing plan and developed the packaging, put all that together, and went to Walmart with all of that? Did you guys kind of work together
We
as
did.
you developed this?
Yeah, absolutely. And Walmart wanted to drive awareness of the product. They wanted to drive household penetration, and then they wanted to drive people down the aisles too. So we wanted to bring from that food aspect over into other areas of the store.
And when the consumer hears about wet nap and all the advertising and the marketing, where are they looking for it in the store?
So it's in both the personal care department and in the napkin aisle today.
The napkin? Okay, good.
And we're working through other areas right now.
And what kind of lead time did you get for all of this? I mean, how long from start to finish? How did this work out?
So we actually started the conversations with Walmart about 12 months in advance and started that consumer research. And by the time we launched, which we just launched in April of this year, it was well over a year that we had been having dialogue with Walmart about what is it we needed to do and how we needed to change things to develop this into the brand it is today.
And was Walmart the first retailer?
Yes, they are.
Receive this?
Yes, they are.
Oh, so this was the first in. Okay.
First and right now the only.
Oh, okay, wow. And how are things going since you launched? What's been happening?
So we had mutually agreed upon goals for both departments that we needed to hit in order to do the due diligence of this brand that we wanted. And so far, 90 days into launch, we're ahead of schedule, and we're actually exceeding the goals that we set for each other.
Really?
Yeah.
And so do you have end caps, displays, PDQ trays, sidekicks? What type of merchandising vehicles were you able to utilize?
And we've done a lot of those.
A lot of those.
In fact, the last 2 months, we've been in the Walmart summer barbecue section. So where they did various different types of products, and this was the product they used from a hand wipe
Barbecue because you get messy when you eat barbecue, and this will clean it up for you?
Absolutely.
Yeah. What is the logo again?
Have fun, live life, get messy.
Get messy, there you go. So Rick, what keeps you up at night?
Oh, well, I guess when I meet and greet people, Andy, and I go to extend my hand out, I wonder, have they wiped their hand with a wet nap?
Well, have you wiped yours?
I wipe every day.
That's great. Well, Rick, thanks so much for sharing Wet Nap's really great story. Stay tuned now for more Saturday Morning Meeting.
I would recommend 8th & Walton to other suppliers because from my experience talking to other suppliers, they were even learning new ideas or just new and better business practices.
Most people have little time for training, and so 8th & Walton is a perfect opportunity to send your new employees to understand the retailing system. And again, because trainers were suppliers, they know the how and the why, so they become very valuable very quickly.
Are you a single parent struggling to meet your family's needs? Single Parent Scholarship Fund is here to help. Single Parent Scholarship Fund of Northwest Arkansas helps hundreds of single parents get an education. By providing scholarships and support, a brighter future is right around the corner for you and your family.
We should know, in 2007, I graduated with my bachelor's degree in organizational management. Single Parent Scholarship Fund helped make my dream a reality. My kids are so proud of me, and now they declare themselves as college-bound.
Our thanks to Jeff Ameriine and Rick Dinsmore. Join us next week when we talk with Teresa Warren of 8th & Walton on 5 ways to grow your CPG business. And Jeff Ameriine, Director of University of Arkansas Technology Ventures, will continue his series, Swimming in a Sea of Data, on how to not drown in the vast amounts of available information. As always, we appreciate your taking the time to join us. If you have questions or comments, we'd love to hear from you. I'm Andy Schuch, and from all of us at Saturday Morning Meeting, thanks for watching.